later. I'm doing recording stuff for doctors to memorize things. Alright, here's what I'm very fearful of. That to go this far, I have to, by spiritual law, by mankind's law, and as Apollo, and as all things possible, I have to marry legally in the United Methodist Church Megyn Kelly, which is a freaking nightmare for me because I did never ever want to, I never thought, I haven't even a second of marrying Megyn. This just began recently, and I'm overwhelmed with it, okay? This is why you hear love and this and that, and, back and forth, or it, as you guys read this, and this is the logos, as I'm reading things to you, because I can imagine her right now not knowing me going, who's this idiot? Or Ducko, he's an idiot. Or now Dan, who's her friend. I've watched a few things about her. It wasn't, I know people like her, and I know she makes guys why they want to date her. I'm sure I've had the women I've dated in my life, or some are way more pretty than Megyn. And I never got jealous. Mike Piazza is a perfect example of the baseball player, 31. He's a Hall of Famer. Was a great friend of mine. His father worked for years. We had our company party. We had 50 car dealerships. I was number one out of all of them every year. This was going to give me my own car dealership with 10% ownership. It was all ready to go. But after the party over, after that Christmas party, I moved to California. It was an unbelievable offer. He paid for everything. It was in my 20s. And Mike and I were really tight. And he asked me, and this is one of the most beautiful women that I ever really, truly dated. Her name was Karen. And he was infatuated with her. And that's so you understand. Karen was so unbelievable that the picture on her original Twitter, where it's black and white, that model picture, I could have sworn that looked exactly like Karen's modeling picture. When Megyn would have met her, in 1987, 88, she would have been she wouldn't have compared. There was just no comparison. Mike Piazza bugged me. He wanted to go out there so bad. Mike had everything handed him, and he was down in Miami. And we went down there, and I'd call him out, is she available? Mike, come on, dude, check it out, chill the fuck out. And then in L.A., when he's at Dodgers, he always wanted to know about her. I'm like, God, he was in love with her, I think, but she was overwhelmingly beautiful. I can't put the words. If you see her in the street, when I was dating her, now remember, this is 1987, 88, I looked at Megyn's pictures. There's no comparison. Nothing. You couldn't even, you looked the other way. She was a model. That's what she did. A major one in our city, Philadelphia. She was in New York, things like that. She's off the charts beauty. At that point, I thought that was the most beautiful woman I ever would date again in my life. I suppose I should have married her. Now, what happened was, she was a smoker. I couldn't stand that. My father made me promise never to smoke ever in mankind, and I kept that promise 5 years old. Well, as I've always thought over the years, if I regret that or not, I finally found a picture of her recently, and my mom handed her. She said, "Oh my God, Jim, she's hideous." What? Karen? Jim, you wouldn't recognize her. It's shame. My mom really almost started crying. She loved Karen. She didn't recognize her. My mom didn't believe it was really her, so it was embarrassing. So I looked at the internet, and there was nothing anywhere in the universe on her pictures. So I did then get someone through Colleen, her best friend. I found a glimpse of her one picture. Oh my effing God. It could be, I wouldn't ever even tell you what I don't know, do with her. And it proved that smoking did it to her. And then Mike Piazza will say, yeah, I know he remembers her. And, because she was the eye turner. And, I used to go to Manhattan with her, New York, listen, by hands down, Karen Farrell, if it was today's standards, would be Megyn Kelly. Okay? I mean that Megan's now 50 years old, and I can see what she looks like. Okay? But when she was the same age as Karen, there's no questions. You see, in that movie, Goodfellas, because I couldn't end up like that, that was a movie that I idolized. And the guy goes, Karen! They all want Jim! So, and I realized, oh, Jim, that's my Karen? Because that's exactly what it would have played. He was a guy that could not get in the mafia, but he was high up in it. Well, Mike Piazza's father was in the mafia, and I was high up in it. Okay? That's all I can tell you.